Welcome back to the Nap Lab. Today we're comparing two of the biggest brands in the mattress industry. It's Winkbed versus Purple. Purple, of course, is widely known for their unique look and design, which includes a purple hyper-elastic grid-shaped material instead of the more traditional polyurethane foam. They launched in 2015 and have been standing out from the competition ever since. Winkbed, which also launched in 2015, is perhaps not as widely known to the average consumer, but is a huge name in the mattress industry nonetheless. They have been a popular choice for years due to their incredible value for the money. So which brand is better, and do their design differences actually make a difference to the average sleeper? Let's jump into this comparison and find out now. We've tested 4 mattresses from Winkbed and 7 mattresses from Purple. On screen now is a complete list of all mattresses tested with their respective scores. Next, let's compare the pricing between Winkbed and Purple. On the one hand, Winkbed has a far lower average queen-size mattress price among their 4 models, which is just $15.99. Purple's average price for a queen is $21.99. However, Purple has the widest range of pricing options, with models starting as low as $9.99 and going up to $36.99. A quick note, this doesn't include their Rejuvenate line, which we have not tested personally, but can go for as much as $8,000 for a queen. For reference, the average price is $14.52 based on all the mattresses we've tested to date. Next up, let's take a look at the broad company policies. Up until recently, both Winkbed and Purple had fairly similar offerings, but in 2025, Purple decided to add return fees costing between $150 and $350 per model, depending on the model you're returning. Furthermore, Purple offers a 100-night trial period, a 10-year warranty, and free shipping. Lastly, they have a good trust rating based on our experiences and user feedback. Winkbed, on the other hand, essentially one-ups Purple in nearly every way. They offer free returns, free shipping, a 120-night trial period, and a lifetime warranty. In addition, they have an outstanding trust rating. Both brands make their mattresses in the USA. Ultimately, Winkbed has more favorable company policies for consumers. Looking at all available mattresses we've tested, Winkbed has a far greater range of firmness options compared to Purple. Here are the firmness options available across all Winkbed models. And here are the firmness options available from Purple. Winkbed has a wider range of firmnesses, which can make it an attractive choice for sleepers looking for an exclusively soft or firm model. But if you're aiming for something with a medium to medium firm feel, either brand can be a great choice. Looking simply at overall performance, Winkbed is significantly better than Purple. Winkbed's average performance score across the 4 mattresses we've tested is 9.1, where the Purple averaged 8.35 across those 7 models. Purple's 7 mattress scores range from a 7.61 at the lowest scoring model to an 8.91 as the highest. Winkbed's 4 mattresses range from an 8.81 all the way to our highest score to date at a 9.82. For reference, the average score across the 350 plus mattresses tested to date is an 8.56. The mattresses earning the title for best overall from each brand have the highest overall performance. Overall performance is determined by scores from 8 different categories, including cooling, motion transfer, response time, edge support, sex performance, pressure relief, off-gassing, and company. Sinkage and bounce are also taken into consideration, but they are not direct scoring factors. Between Purple and Winkbed, the 2 top recommendations are the flagship Winkbed and flagship Purple. The Winkbed is a 14-inch hybrid mattress with a comfort layer of 3 different foam types and a pocketed coil base. It has a pressure-relieving feel with deep sinkage and moderate bounce. A queen-size Winkbed is $14.99, but it also performs in the top 1%, earning a 10 out of 10 score for cooling, response time, edge support, pressure relief, and off-gassing. It's a high-performing hybrid that comes in 3 firmness levels, making it a great option for sleepers of all sleeping positions and most body weights. The Purple is a 9.5-inch specialty mattress with a comfort layer that uses Purple's patented Purple grid instead of foam. It has a medium feel with moderate sinkage and very high bounce. Like the Winkbed, a queen-size Purple is also $14.99, but performance is still in the top 28% of all mattresses tested. Still a solid score, but not as good of a value as the Winkbed. That aside, Purple earns a 10 out of 10 score for cooling, motion transfer, and response time. It has a medium feel that is a 5 out of 10 firmness, where 10 is the most firm. Both the Winkbed and Purple are strong contenders for great mattresses and certainly represent the highest scoring mattress from each brand. Both mattresses cost $14.99 for a queen, but price aside, there are many differences to these mattresses. Winkbed not only takes the win for its overall performance, but also for its more traditional feel and multiple firmness options that should be able to accommodate a wider range of sleepers over Purple. For the majority of sleepers, going with the best model by overall scoring performance is going to be the best choice. From Winkbed, that means the Winkbed, and from Purple, that's Purple. That said, there are a few other standout models that, depending on your needs, could be a better choice. For back and stomach sleepers, our top recommendations would still be the Winkbed, but for Purple, we'd recommend going with the Purple Plus. For sleepers who weigh over 250 pounds, I'd recommend the Winkbed Plus and the Purple Restore Plus. If you're on a tight budget, the Winkbed and the Purple Flex are our top picks, but it's hardly an apples-to-apples comparison here. For sleepers who struggle with back pain, I would point to the Winkbed Plus and the Purple Restore Plus. For couples where sex performance is a top priority, I'd suggest the Winkbed Eco Cloud and Purple Restore Plus. And lastly, for the best medium firm mattress, I'd recommend the Winkbed or Purple Plus. Next up, we're going to do a deep dive comparison on 3 of the most popular Winkbed mattresses versus 3 of the most popular Purple mattresses. From the former, we'll be looking at the Winkbed, Winkbed Eco, and Winkbed Plus. From the latter, we'll be looking at Purple, Purple Restore Plus, and Purple Restore Premier. Both Winkbed and Purple are great for cooling, each brand having at least one mattress with a 10 out of 10 cooling score. Winkbed's average cooling score is 9.7, and Purple's average cooling score is 9.3. The average cooling score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.6. The mattresses with 10 out of 10 cooling include the Winkbed, Winkbed Plus, and Purple. The remaining 3 mattresses, Winkbed Eco Cloud, Purple Restore Plus, and Purple Restore Premier, earned a cooling score of 9 out of 10. All 6 of these mattresses are well above the average cooling level, offering low levels of heat retention and great breathability. Concerning sinkage, all 3 Winkbed mattresses featured in this comparison have deeper sinkage than Purple mattresses. The average sinkage level among Winkbed mattresses is 2.40 inches, and the average sinkage among Purple mattresses is 2.00 inches. The mattress with the deepest sinkage level is the Winkbed Plus with 2.5 inches, and the mattress with the least level of sinkage is the Purple Restore Premier with just 1.82 inches of sinkage. The average sinkage depth across all mattresses tested to date is 2.18 inches. Back and stomach sleepers usually prefer less sinkage, which better maintains proper alignment of the spine. The Purple Restore Plus and Purple Restore Premier both have less sinkage than average, but the Restore Plus proves to be the better value of the two. Generally, side sleepers enjoy a deeper level of sinkage, as that typically translates to better pressure lift and contour. For deeper sinkage, opt for the Winkbed, Winkbed Eco Cloud, Winkbed Plus, or Purple. Considering motion transfer, both Winkbed and Purple have mattresses that really impress and others that also fall a bit short. The average motion transfer score for Winkbed is 7.7, and the average for Purple is an 8.0. According to our testing data, Purple has slightly better motion transfer compared to Winkbed on average. The average motion transfer score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.2. The mattress with the lowest level of motion transfer is the Purple, which documented an acceleration range of just 2.23 meters per second squared. The Winkbed is not far behind with an acceleration range of 5.85 meters per second squared. On the opposite end of the spectrum, each brand also has at least one mattress that's less than impressive. The Winkbed Eco Cloud has the highest level of motion transfer among all mattresses in this comparison, and the Purple Restore Premier trails not far behind that. Response time is how fast the materials in a mattress spring back to their original shape. Comparing Winkbed and Purple, both brands boast faster than average response times. The average response score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.8. The Winkbed, Winkbed Eco Cloud, and all 3 Purple mattresses earned a 10 out of 10 for fast material response time. The Winkbed Plus earned a 9.5 and is still faster than average, although marking the slowest response time among all 6 mattresses compared here. Looking at bounce, Winkbed has a range of levels, low, moderate, or extremely high. Meanwhile, bounce levels on Purple mattresses are either high or very high. The average level of bounce on Winkbed mattresses is 10.40 inches, and the average level of bounce on Purple mattresses is just slightly higher at 11.5 inches. The average bounce across all mattresses tested to date is 9.18 inches. Mattresses with more bounce than average include the Winkbed, Winkbed Eco Cloud, Purple, Purple Restore Plus, and Purple Restore Premier. Mattresses with less bounce than average include the Winkbed Plus with just 6.75 inches of bounce. Mattresses with more bounce are better for ease of movement and increased sex performance. However, Higher bounce also typically creates a higher level of motion transfer, so there are pros and cons to consider when it comes to bounce. Moving right along, let's talk about edge support. Both Winkbed and Purple generally have great edge support across the board, except for one Purple mattress. The average edge support score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.6. The only mattress that is less impressive in this category is the Purple, which measured 5.5 inches of sitting sinkage when seated directly on the edge, and also it has mediocre lying edge support. It also feels relevant to point out that the Purple is the only mattress in this comparison that doesn't have a coil-based support. Coils can play a vital role in the level of edge support for any mattress, and often when you have foam supports, edge support can be notably worse. For sex performance, Purple mattresses take the lead over the Winkbed, with an average sex score of 9.2, while the Winkbed has an average sex score of 8.9. As we touched on above, the best mattresses for sex all have similar qualities: high bounce, supportive edges, great cooling, minimal noise, and great pressure relief. While both Winkbed and Purple each have at least one mattress that is great for sex, there are other mattresses that don't quite make the cut. The average sex score across all mattresses tested to date is 8.3. For the absolute best sex performance, opt for the Purple Restore Plus, which earned a sex score of 9.9, for the Winkbed with a sex score of 9.8. The Purple and Purple Restore Premier are among the worst performing mattresses in this category. Lower levels of bounce or weaker edges are the primary killer for both of these mattresses. Both Winkbed and Purple have exceptional pressure relief. These mattresses use high quality materials, have robust comfort layers, and strong support materials as well. The average pressure relief score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.7 with a 4.1 inch comfort layer. The Winkbed and Winkbed Plus both earned a 10 out of 10 for pressure relief. Trailing slightly behind, the Winkbed EcoCloud Purple, Purple Restore Plus, and Purple Restore Premier all earned a 9 out of 10 for pressure relief. Typically speaking, pressure relief has a strong correlation to the thickness of the comfort layer. A thicker comfort layer paired with a thicker support layer is one of the most effective ways to see improved pressure relief on a mattress. This is especially true for side sleepers, who typically engage more deeply with the mattress layers, especially in areas of high pressure like hips and midsection. Off-gassing on the Winkbed mattress is generally going to be faster than off-gassing on the Purple. The average smell duration across all mattresses tested to date is 6.5 days. The average off-gassing duration on the Winkbed is 2 days, and the average off-gassing duration on Purple is 13 days. A pretty significant difference if you're sensitive to strong odors. The mattress with the absolute fastest off-gassing is Winkbed, which had no off-gassing odors in our test. At the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the Purple Restore Premier, which took an overwhelming 26 days to fully off-gas. If you're sensitive to strong odors, I would recommend the Winkbed over the Purple. Comparing Winkbed versus Purple isn't always just about the mattress. It's also about the brands that stand behind the mattress. Of the two brands, Winkbed has a higher company score, marked by a longer trial, longer warranty, and no return fee. Comparing 99 plus brands we've tested to date, the average trial length is 173 nights, and the average warranty is 13 years, excluding 40% of mattresses that offer lifetime warranties. Winkbed mattresses come with a 120-night trial period and a lifetime warranty. By comparison, Purple mattresses only have a 100-night trial and a 10-year warranty. In 2025, Purple updated their return policy from free returns to charging a return fee that ranges from $150 to $350 per mattress, depending on the model you're returning. In a time where we see more and more mattress brands embrace the standard of free shipping and free returns, this move feels a bit backward, and it further highlights Winkbed for having more favorable company policies. And that's it for our comparison. Winkbed has a wider range of firmnesses, a lower price, much higher performance score, and no return fees. As a brand, Winkbed blows away most of the competition, especially with their flagship model. But at the end of the day, it comes down to personal taste. Purple mattresses create a novel and unique feel that many sleepers can enjoy. But in my view, Winkbed is the much safer and much better choice for the widest range of sleepers. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Comments or questions, please drop us those notes down below. If you're interested in buying any of the Winkbed or Purple mattresses, we've got links in the description. For more from NapLab, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us over at naplab.com. As always, thank you so much for watching.